This podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Our friends over at SeatGeek are giving us a promo code of TBA Wrestling. That is TBA Wrestling for $20 off your first purchase. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Gunners R Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are.
Ooh, welcome to the new year.
And welcome to the new year. 2024 is behind us.
Wow. Rocky year though, wasn't it? It was alright.
It was a weird year. I've been, do you know, I've been actually contemplating a lot about 2024.
It's helped me that you've done that, because I feel like I've forgotten a lot of stuff.
There's a lot personally has happened, but even when you look at Arsenal, so much. And we're not going to go on about that too much because I spoke about that a lot last week. Happy New Year, AFC, in the chat.
Yeah.
But we will kind of quickly round it up and kind of what we expect from this year and what we hope for this year. And obviously we've got Prediction League at the end where Joe and Simon have done very well. We'll tell you that at the end, but we've got another... We've got 11 games this week because we've got the Arsenal game today plus next week's games of fixtures, and then there's no Premier League for 2 weeks.
So that... What?
FA Cup week.
Oh, okay. So that Arsenal game tonight, I say tonight, if you're listening to this in hindsight, that's the last game of this last game week, right?
Yeah, it was a double game week, but...
This time of year, I don't know what day it is, I don't know what we're doing, and I don't know what game week we're in.
Well, I was going to put it in last week's when I did the Prediction League, because last week obviously I was on my own, but I had Joe and Simon's predictions. But I knew we were going to do this probably today or last night.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it would make sense to cover a game. And also it means this one comes out on iTunes and Spotify today.
Ooh.
So if you're listening to it, this is your appetizer to the game tonight. Yeah, it's your pre-game. It's your pre-game for Brentford away tonight.
Pre-gaming.
Plus, it was just a lot of games to preview. So,
Yeah.
But this week we got this one, and then we obviously got the weekend's fixtures, and then there's the FA Cup week, and then we're back into fixtures, Champions League as well. Beyond that, so
And it's all downhill from here.
yeah. Well, next week we'll be talking about two games Arsenal would have played, and then we'll be getting ready for Man United in the FA Cup.
Oh.
So a lot to kind of think about and talk about and all this kind of good stuff. But yeah, like I said, you can listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. 5-star review would be great. And also we're on Gunners Rust every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. GMT. If you look at the time right now, if you're in there, as Brendan has said, Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year,
to
Brendan.
you. It is not 10 o'clock.
Oh.
It is 11:43 because it's New Year's Day and we were up till 4 a.m.
We were, yeah.
So I set an alarm for 9:30 to make sure we were on here by 10.
Yeah.
And it never went off. And I woke up at 10:05 and then we've sat and watched baseball
We
on
did,
YouTube. So
I tell you what, I'm not... So my morning routine revolves around... Just to let everyone know. I'm not someone that likes to wake up and then straight into things.
no, you're not.
So I like to give myself a good hour or so before I have to do anything. Where I can sit, drink coffee, watch some football, watch some baseball, anything like that. I get all my sports fill in that time.
Yeah.
I got up at, I'd say eventually 9:30, which for me is late. Like that's the biggest line I've had for a while. But I think I deserved it. I earned that one.
I think, I definitely think
And then
so.
we apologised to everyone on TikTok.
Yeah, I know, because we say every week we're here at 10 a.m. and last week we weren't on TikTok because it was Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was.
And I didn't do the Christmas Eve one because... Oh, no, I might have done a Christmas Eve one. I can't remember if
I think you did one. This is the first time I've been back for a minute. I haven't spoke football for a long time.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. This is the third. This would have been... You've missed 2 episodes.
Yeah.
This is the third. You're back.
Yay.
I believe. I might be wrong.
That Christmas schedule. I tell you what, thank God we can get back to normal now.
Yeah.
I like Christmas and all, but I'd like to get back to some normality for a little bit now.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm excited kind of generally to get routine
Yes.
and the football fixtures, things like that.
Big routine, guys.
Yeah, for sure. What we kind of got to do is quickly... I'll do the kind of the year in review before we do the week that just was.
Yeah.
A couple of little talking points.
This year was technically your lucky number year as well. 2024.
2024,
Yeah.
and it's fairly lucky for me to be fair.
We're going into odd year, which I don't like.
It's always it's unnerving.
I like
I mean,
evens.
the last time you were really into a year was 2020 because you like the visual of it, and I mean that turned into a real poop fest.
I don't remember what happened.
No one remembers. Yeah, so I talked about it last year, but last year, 2024, was actually a very good year for Arsenal. It started with a loss on New Year's Day to Fulham.
Yeah.
Away from home, which was horrific. And I remember thinking, because at that point, if you remember, we were not doing the best. We'd had a couple bad fixtures around the Christmas period.
Yeah.
We dropped from top to about third or fourth. And then it was the winter break.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Beyond the winter break, we had the best 3 months I've ever probably experienced.
Thank God for Dubai.
Yeah. And it got us into a title race. And I mean, we were 5 points behind Liverpool at that point. We're only 6 points now, but there's a game in hand, I know. So it's more like 9. But we were not in a good space. None of us thought we were going to win the league in any way. It wasn't until the momentum built.
Yeah.
And Simon sent me a good fact today, which was, if we beat Brentford today, this time last year, we would be 1 point worse off than we were last year.
Wow.
So only 1 point's difference.
Wow.
And people think of last year as like an unbelievable season.
Yeah.
And I do think it's rose-tinted glasses because I think we started badly and then we finished well.
I don't know if we can recreate that purple patch again, but I'll be very happy.
But we're also not chasing down I'm going to say it, cheating.
Yeah.
Robotic team like City. We're chasing a human team like Liverpool, who have a smaller squad, loads of contract stuff going on in a minute.
Far more realistic.
Yeah. Tell
you what, quickly before we move on though, so sorry to hold to your thought there.
Yeah.
How weird is it that we aren't worried about the city of Manchester for the first time
Generally,
in
in
my
the whole
lifetime,
league.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a year where a Manchester team weren't in the title race. Yeah, it's been a long time. But I mean, I also, by the way, I think if we're in the title race still, I know I think 6 points, it could be 7 or something, above City now. I don't write them completely off.
Never.
Because when I looked at their fixtures at the start of the season, I said beyond January, I don't think they'll lose a game.
Yeah.
Like, as in beyond Christmas.
Yeah.
I stand by that, and I genuinely believe if they do, I think they win the league.
I'm still paranoid of androids, you know?
Yeah, because I think we will drop a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool will drop points. There's a chance City just win out, and everyone goes, "Oh, what was that about?" And they just win the league again.
And Haaland just scores like 3 goals a game or something.
Exactly, I don't put it past them. But when you look at the year, if we beat Brentford tonight, which would be very good if we can, because they're very good at home, we'll be 1 point worse off than we were last year.
Yeah.
And there's 2 ways of looking at it. One that's like, oh, we came second by a point or whatever it was last year. So surely that's really good because we're not chasing down an unbelievable City team.
Yeah.
We're chasing down a very, very amazing, good Liverpool team.
Strong.
But also, I believe that we started really badly last year. So if we're 1 point worse off than we are last year, I actually remember how bad that first half was.
Yeah.
No one said Brentford. I think it says baddies are tough boys at home.
They are.
I feel like I know who this no one is from that comment. GG's. So that's a good stat and also a misleading stat a little bit. But we've got so much going on, and with 2024, I think when the year started, I remember us all saying on this podcast, talking to Simon in WhatsApp, and we thought, if we could just pinch an FA Cup, or we could just have a really good Champions League run but get top 4, we'd be happy.
Something to show.
And we ended up doing that because we had that really awkward game with Porto because it had gone 16 years since we'd won a knockout in the Champions League.
Yeah.
David Raya makes that save in a penalty shootout. We go through against Porto. I think we were really good and naive at home against Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals because we should have rushed them 4-5-0 and that we were so good and we just kept letting them go on the counters, and that 2-2 pretty easy set up for them to win away. There's 1-0. So, and then beyond that point, I think it was anyone's game for that Champions League because I don't think that Madrid team was the best team.
No.
They were kind of counter-attacking teams and stuff. So, but we were very happy. As an Arsenal fan, I think we consider going to the quarterfinals as a little bit of a Champions League Cup run.
Yeah.
I know it's only one game we won as far as the knockouts.
Yeah.
But it felt good.
Or at least to watch knockout football in the Champions League. That's what you want to see. The big, under the lights, against the big guys.
And it's weird, isn't it? Because, do you remember we lost to Liverpool in this exact same round of the FA Cup this time last year?
Yeah.
And you were watching it with Lisa in that second room.
Was it that yellow kit they were wearing?
And we all fought very, down on the season. Even at that point, we were like, we're not good in the league. We were out of the Carabao Cup early anyway. So we weren't in that still. And then we went, the FA Cup, maybe we should concentrate on that in the Champions League and get top 4. And then we instantly went out to Liverpool and we bested them on the day, but we just were stupid again.
Naive.
And you just go, oh, this just year, we just want it over. I think everyone, the consensus was, let's just get the season over. And little did we know that on the last day of the season we'd still be in the title race.
Yeah.
But
That was fun, though.
and yeah, and then we had the little Champions League run. We were in the title race, so it was kind of everything we hoped for at the start of the year.
Yeah.
But it was almost actually a lot better than we expected. We didn't think we were going to be that close in the title race. So we didn't think we'd actually do as well as we did in the Champions League, even though it was only one knockout game. But we got a lot of voodoos off our back.
Yep.
Like winning in the knockouts. And we secured that top four, obviously, earlier than we expected. If Son just scores that goal, we win the league.
Yeah.
Someone said this the other day, and this is something that's going to be something we've got to talk about in 2025. And I think it was James McNicholas, Gunner Blog. He said the difference between us winning the league last year and this year, last year, was just beating Villa at home.
Yeah. Yeah, one game.
Don't matter what anyone else does.
Nah.
All we had to do was beat Villa at home in that last run. You know the purple patch?
Yeah.
We lost one game in that purple patch, and it was to Villa at home. They beat us on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
We were really good that day.
Yep.
And what was it? A low block
Yep.
that we couldn't break down. And fast forward to this point this year, what are we struggling with?
Yep.
A low block at home, the nerves come in, the teams counter-attack and they win.
Yeah.
The difference between us winning the league last year was literally just winning that game.
Yeah.
Just breaking down the low block.
Yeah. In our hands.
It was totally in our hands.
Yeah.
And that is such a weird thought. But when you think of that and you think of the summer, I think if you were going to grade 2024, I think the Premier League just put out the 2024 calendar. I think we put up on TikTok. The winner of the 2024 league.
Yep.
And we're top.
Yep.
I think we're joint with Liverpool with 85 points or something. But we have a game in hand. We haven't played. And everyone else played one extra game than us because I think we played New Year's Day and then New Year's Day.
Yeah.
So technically, if we win one against Brentford, it technically doesn't count because it's not in 2024. But we're top on goal difference anyway.
We're up there.
But we scored the most, conceded the least, and win the most points. We
Yeah.
joined with Liverpool and played one less game than everyone else. So we still scored the most and conceded the least with one less game played. So 2024 as a whole was unbelievable.
Wild.
And it shows how good that purple patch was.
Oh, I'm going to remember that
and
one.
how the start of this season actually isn't as bad as what we think. Because when you look at 2024 in a whole, the only thing I'd say is in January, the only thing we could have done to guarantee that title win was go out and buy a top level player,
Yeah, clinch it.
a top forward,
Yeah.
and we didn't. And they went, wait till the summer. And they literally said the words to us, just wait and see.
Oh, yeah.
And we went, ooh, next year, we're going to be unstoppable. We get to the summer, we buy Calafiora, and we go, good. That's
Quality.
update.
Yeah.
Let's update that. I can't honestly remember some of the players we bought this summer. I think Calafiora is definitely one of them.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Who else did we buy?
We bringing Sterling in the summer?
No. Oh, yeah, but I'm getting to that.
Yeah, okay.
Who else did we buy this year? It's probably defenders. David Ray obviously was bought on a permanent. We bought Tommy Setford, another goalie.
Yeah.
We bought a third goalie and loaned Neto from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Um,
It wasn't anything progressive.
well, we bought Calafiori, and I thought that was like a progressive, but not like he will change the way we attack. Oh, we bought Moreno. And we went, all right, we got an extra. We got an extra left back.
Yeah.
We got a left eight. We're filling all the holes. Just need that elite attacker.
That closer.
And they went, and we flash back to January. Just wait and see.
Yeah.
And it gets to the last day, and you go, no talk.
Yeah.
Then there's rumblings. Sterling. I talked to James McNicholas on my WhatsApp, and he goes, just wait. Sterling.
Yeah.
Over the line, loan, and I think.
I feel like Edu's head was somewhere else.
And I said, is this? Yeah. It turns out it was. I go, is this a Willian or is this a Havertz? It's turned out it's very much a Willian so far, but I think that's even unfair.
He hasn't really had a chance.
The first, like we talked about this a lot in the podcast, the first 11 games were essentially red cards all the time for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Horrible fixtures, all away from home. We were travelling around the country, around Europe, playing our hardest Champions League games. The hardest game state-wise, never in a position where you could just bring Sterling and score. Just want to say Happy New Year to Rob. Neo, thank you for the message yesterday
Rob.
as well. So we do all these things, and you go, when could he have really played? In the Carabao Cup, he's got a couple of assists and a couple of goals, or I think a goal and a couple of assists. And you go, oh, okay, well, eventually he'll play. Now he's injured.
Yeah.
Just when Saka gets injured.
Yeah.
And you think, just when he could have got game minutes. So I don't think we can really say if he's been a flop or anything like that.
No.
Because I don't think game state-wise, in half a whole season, he's had the ability to, but then when I think about it, and let's say we do need to win out, when would Arteta really trust him?
Yeah, true. True.
So it was a bit of a dud as far as like,
It was kind
when are you supposed to play this guy?
He ended up with just being an experienced player that you can have on the bench just in case you need him. But then when we needed him, he wasn't there.
Yeah, it is. So his knee. Sorry, it's another Arse blog thing. But Arteta did the interview last week. I don't know if you saw, but Saka had surgery on his ruptured hamstring.
I saw the picture of him in the bed.
Yeah, and people are saying mid-Feb, maybe mid-March, and they're saying it's more like mid-March to April. I'm going to say this right now, and I was going to message James about it because they were talking about, like, I think it's going to be mid-March. Like, they were almost saying that's like they're being over-pessimistic.
Yeah, well, almost beyond hope.
Guys, he's not going to play this year.
No.
He's not going to play this season, not this year. He will not play again this season. It's a ruptured hamstring. These things take around 4 months to get back to full fitness.
Yeah.
So he could play. So maybe he could play in April. And again, if you're in title races and Champions Leagues and all these things, we will need him in April.
He'll be the closer.
Yeah, exactly.
He becomes the closer.
Because the end of the season's the end of May. So he's still going to play 2 months.
Yeah.
To get him fit enough that he's not going to tear a hamstring or pull a hamstring or other injuries, he might play this season.
Yeah.
It'll be 20 minutes a couple times. And guess what's going to happen? He'll have setbacks.
Yeah.
And they've pretty much said this week they're not going to rush him.
No.
Because they've rushed him back this season 3 or 4 times. That's why he's ruptured his hamstring. He pulled his hamstring in the Euros. He played through it. He came back, started the season. He pulled his hamstring, so they kept him out a couple games. He pulled his hamstring again. They pulled him out of England. Then they played him again. I don't know if you remember against Liverpool at home, 2-2.
Yeah.
They rushed him back from a hamstring injury, and he scored in the first 7 minutes. But he burst down that wing, ended up going off later in the game because of hamstring pull.
He's essentially, for a few seasons now, been playing duct tape together. Yeah. So I think the only positive that can come from this is a long-term positive, is that
a rest and a recoup.
He can actually come back stronger. Like,
he's solidified his spot. He's a world-class football player in the world of football. He's got nothing that he needs to prove. Again, if he's fit in April, start like the end of March, and he can play April and May, obviously do it.
Golden, yeah.
But I really want people to know, eruption, like, to give you an idea, Dak Prescott just did it for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
In a position where he's not expected to do the running. Saka's, like, hamstring is a running injury. He's done the exact same injury. He had surgery after about a week because he had to allow the swelling, similar to Saka, to go down. He was on crutches at the Dallas games in a lot of pain for about a month.
Yeah.
Then he was off the crutches, but he couldn't walk like fully for about another month.
Yeah.
We're now 2 months in, and he's saying, I will be ready, he believes, for March training.
Okay.
He ruptured this in October.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a long time.
So that's all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February, and then most of March. That's 5.5 months in a position where he's not expected to sprint constantly.
Yeah, he doesn't have to use his legs the same.
And that's also to get ready for training, not for games. He said he'll be ready to go to training.
Yeah.
Where he can walk around and throw balls and whatever. That's 5.5 months.
Yeah.
Again, a £245, 6'4" NFL player might be different to a £150, 5'9" Bukayo Saka. I don't know. And James has just sent Dream and Reality January transfer window. We'll talk about that now because when we're looking at 2024, I think the hits and the misses. The hits were going to Dubai and then having that purple.
Oh, yeah.
I think the misses were the summer transfer window. As much as I think Moreno's a decent player, I think Calafiori is a very good player, albeit both injured the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sterling was, I don't think, this. They almost did it be like, oh my God, we set a precedent and then didn't do it.
Yeah.
And
it felt like a backup plan.
Yeah, and then luckily it's not a big money issue.
No.
I know we were saving money on Reece Nelson, and the money we would have paid Reece Nelson to stay, who, by the way, just did what Saka did.
Yeah.
And is out for 3 or 4 months. Is what we're giving Sterling. So it's a very low risk thing, not a problem. But we are very short. We knew we were short leaving the summer. We're now shorter.
Yeah.
Up front, we are now missing Sterling and Saka, so the whole right side's gone. We've got Trossard and Martinelli. We've got Havertz and Jesus. And luckily, Jesus has found some form. If he hadn't, we'd be terrified right now.
And I do enjoy Martinelli on the right.
Yeah, Martinelli's been really good.
We've talked about that for a while, is having him as Saka's backup on the right. To offer a different angle on things.
Well, I think we love Martinelli, and I think we want him and Saka to be equally as good, and he's not Saka.
No.
I don't think anyone's Saka, really. It's a very elite level.
His intelligence is the most underrated thing that people don't talk about.
He's just unstoppable. And when you watch other players play that position for Arsenal, it's like, man, God, you get so much productivity out of that side.
Doesn't necessarily do anything like every game. He doesn't turn up every game and set the world alight.
He's always getting assists, always
stuff
picking up
he
a goal.
does,
He
yeah.
appears at the right spot. He just gets it. But Salah's the same. He's an unbelievable footballer. But sometimes you watch a game, you go, he's not really in the game. But then at the end, you're like, he got 2 assists and a goal. And you're like, did he?
Yeah.
That Saka's found that. And,
Yeah. That's top level.
but yeah, if Martinelli could just become the Saka guy, the other Saka guy, then Trossard could be the backup to a new world-class left winger.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where we're at. But no, as 24-4 goes, I think this season's been a bit rocky. I think it's been massively hindered. We're not, injuries at the second half of the season, the fixtures, the random red cards, Sterling being your main attacking signing.
Yeah.
I think a mixture of out of our control and in our control is a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
But I think 2024 will be remembered as a very dominating year for Arsenal. And the fact that this is 3 years into challenging for a title,
Yeah.
and we're still going,
Yeah.
this is good. This is usually teams have a dip. We're kind of just doing this. But the problem I have is I believe 3 years ago when we had that really amazing season, we lost the huge lead to City and City won the league.
Yeah.
I think we were naive and City deserved to win the league
Yep.
because they just knew how to do it.
Yep.
I think last year was our year.
It was.
I truly believe low injuries, good fixtures, a couple decisions, plus being really good.
Yeah.
That was our year to win the league.
Should have won the league.
Yeah. Because meanwhile, while that was going on, City were doing their own thing, which is they always do. But Liverpool were playing children at this point in the last year.
Yep.
They went into the Carabao Cup final with children, won it. They were in the title race, by the way, until April.
Yeah.
With children.
And they knew Klopp was on his way out.
Yeah, and they had so many injuries. And sometimes you got to just be like, yeah, it's not your year. But we were dealing with City, and City eventually came back and got us. So City kind of won our year.
Yeah.
Then this year, City without Rodri dropped off. Arsenal without Saka going to drop off.
Yeah.
Liverpool getting a couple of those decisions, a couple of the balls are going to squeak out, not getting the big injuries. I know they've had Alisson and Konate and stuff, but they're not getting Van Dijk for 6 months or Salah for 3 or 4. They're not getting the stuff that they had last year or we're having this year.
Yeah.
And it's Liverpool's year.
Yeah, it is.
But they just don't have City to contend with.
No.
And they're going to win it quite comfortably. And I think this is, if you're a Liverpool fan, I think just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to win the league. It's just frustrating because it should have gone City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because everything went right for each team. But somehow Arsenal were Arsenal.
Yeah.
And we were the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And now this year, City dropping off, everyone's like, now you can definitely win it. Now we're getting all the bad luck that we didn't get last year in decisions and injuries and stuff like that. And I don't think we're going to be able to overturn 9 points. It's not really happened.
You never know. Like you said, Liverpool are human. They're not robots. But Arsenal's season as a whole is usually summed up in we don't finish. We don't finish. But that essentially rounds up to the other issue we have with players. So our season as a whole has the same outcome as what we have on the pitch.
Yeah.
Is we don't ever have the finish. We never have a finisher.
We've got a lot of control, but no finish.
We don't have a closer. We never know how to close.
Yeah.
But that comes back to what I think someone said in the chat earlier. Realistic or fantasy going into the transfer window in January, do we still need a finisher? Do we need that person?
It's so tough because...
Or are we now looking for like the Saka replacement, or are we looking for other parts of the field, or should we finally do the one thing that everyone's been talking about,
buy a finisher,
and get that person who can get us goals?
I think that's the issue because with Saka, I don't think you can replace Saka. The idea of Saka is he's going to play here until he's 30.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want to replace him ever.
No.
There's a reason why, if you look at Liverpool, there's no real backup to Salah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just figure it out.
Yeah.
If Salah goes out injured, they're not going to go, well, you need to buy someone as good as Salah. It doesn't exist.
No, it's not real.
We can't buy a player as good as Saka. That doesn't exist.
No.
And we don't want to.
No.
That's his position. So you need someone who's going to come in like Sterling,
Yep.
but not Sterling.
So you're talking more realistic than fantasy, which
Yeah.
is what you can only really go by.
Yeah, and we don't want to replace him. Do we want to replace Jesus or Havertz or anything like that? Odegaard's another one from Jonathan in the chat. Yeah, you don't want to replace Odegaard. People are like, we need a new number 10. It's like, go get Arda Güler. Cool. But I don't want him to get rid of Odegaard.
No.
Like, Odegaard's in his prime and
Yeah.
we're getting the best. You don't want players that are so good that you push good players out. You want someone who is on the cusp of that, but is willing to, make room.
Yeah.
And the perfect example is underneath Martinelli was Trossard.
Yep.
he wasn't as old as Sterling. He's now 30 now.
Yeah.
But with Trossard, it was like he knew he was coming into like a bigger team. He'd never played for a team this big, and he was happy to play that role of I'm Martinelli's understudy, but I'll also be Jesus's if he wants.
Yeah.
You know,
Make your mark on a bigger
but
team.
he's still world class.
Yeah.
We need that for Saka because that's what Sterling was supposed to be. But the only reason we got Sterling was because we couldn't get other deals. I still believe that maybe Martinelli becomes Saka's backup, and he has to accept that. And if he gets really good, we can put him back on the left.
It's a good option.
I think Trossard can stay as that backup on the left. I think, by the way, Jesus can play across the whole line.
Yeah.
I think Jesus off the right is really good. So even if he's Saka's understudy, but I think we have to go by that world-class left winger.
Yeah.
Because we hoped it was Martinelli and Saka. I think the progression has been Saka's much better. The problem I have is Havertz has to play.
Yeah.
Because I think he's really good. But he has to play as the 9.
He does, yeah.
Because when he drops in with Odegaard and Rice goes back to 6, we look stunted. Even if Saka's playing, it doesn't matter. That group of players, for whatever reason, doesn't work.
It alters the whole balance.
And in mid-game, if they just move Havertz up front and bring Moreno on, or Rice goes to left 8 and Partey comes on, doesn't matter what they do. Even if Trossard drops in and Havertz goes back up front, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Something goes really drastically wrong with the way in which we play football when he goes in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Arteta sees it that way because he loves control.
Yeah.
He hated the Crystal Palace game the other week where we won 5-2, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 5-2.
Yeah.
Because we gave up. They said the other day, I think in the press conference, the Ipswich game, they said, in some ways, is the Ipswich game a better... Do you feel better about the Ipswich game than you did the Palace game? And he said, yeah. And he said, why? And he was like, because we conceded 25 shots on our goal in the Palace game.
Yeah.
He gave up a little control so we could attack more.
Yeah.
We scored 5 goals.
Yeah.
We conceded 2. And he went, I hate that. But then we beat Ipswich 1-0 at home. And we had full control of the ball. And there was possession out the wazoo. And he went, like that.
Yeah.
But he went, I still want to score more goals. But he is not willing. When you look at Liverpool, they go, attack. But because of that, our defence is here.
Yeah.
Because you can't attack that well without leaving holes.
Yeah.
Whereas Arteta goes, let's keep control. Best case scenario, do not let the ball go. Yeah. But attack sometimes.
Yeah.
But if the attack starts to fizzle and you think, do you know, we're not going to score, just go all the way back to the goalie and go, we got control. He will not release that control element to give our attack more opportunity.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it because that's what City have always been like.
Yeah.
City will keep the ball and they'll bore you to death, and then they'll go, there's a hole now, score.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, we got the ball again. And the other team go, now we need the ball.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating. And they go, and they'll get to like 85 minutes. You go, oh, God, this is a dead game. And the City scored 2 in the last 2 minutes because they're like, oh, you opened up, so we scored. It's like, you know, it's like a tall guy holding the ball going, you can't have it.
Yeah.
And then just waiting for you to disappear to throw the ball in the net.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. But it's really frustrating as a fan because you go, oh, I want Nico Williams. I want all these players. They're going to have to accept, because everyone hates Martinelli because he's been coached into not taking on his man, but turning around and play it back to his left back.
Changed his style. He's taken away his freedom.
It's what they all do. And that's why he loves Havertz in that role next to Odegaard is Havertz will just go backwards.
Yeah.
He's not bothered about it. He's just keep the ball. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Move it around. He doesn't have any issue with it. And because he won't give up that control, I don't know if we go by Isaac if he sees the ball that much.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to do what Havertz is doing, and he does it very well, which is put it on his chest, roll it out to someone else.
Yeah.
So
I think...
I do think, though, in the summer they were supposed to get someone to be underneath Saka and buy a forward.
Yeah.
They did neither, really. I think now they're not going to make a January signing like, let's buy someone who could be underneath Saka in the summer instead of Sterling. Maybe they will. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they'll go, well, Sterling's going back in the summer. We're going to have to fast forward.
We need someone.
The guy that we wanted to be the understudy to Saka now, in the summer, we're going to have to do now.
Yeah. I mean...
And they've said this week they're probably going to have to buy an attacker now.
Yeah.
But I don't want... And again, they've been really good at not jumping into something stupid like money pit.
And disrupting everything.
Yeah. The player, I think, going back to the original question, the reality and the dream. The dream for me is probably Isaac and Eze.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's my dream.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Eze is someone he's going to look at because I think he's too diverse.
Yeah.
Nico Williams is someone I really like the idea of, but when you look at his metrics and underlying numbers this year and the end of last year, it's not the best.
It just sounds fun.
It's just one of those, like, I don't know. It's just one of those. I don't know, but something that I could see definitely happening, and we're playing Brentford tonight, is in Mbeumo.
Yeah.
He's 25. He's the right kind of time. In the chat just said, keep dreaming on Isaac. He won't be coming to the bottlers. The Isaac one, the only way to get him out is his deal's coming up in 18 months. He'd have to come out this January, or he's available to talk to teams as of January 1st.
Yeah.
He's not re-signing as it stands. He's refusing. Okay. So he will be leaving, it seems, for a Champions League team.
Yeah.
I don't know who that team will be. But I don't know why Newcastle in that position now would go sell him now and not in the summer.
Yeah, it's a weird time to sell someone like that. Yeah.
The only downside is he can't talk to teams, so he could do a pre-contract for the summer, and that could disrupt a lot.
Yeah.
But I think for them, he'd just be like, say to him, you can talk to teams, keep it quiet, get to the summer, and then we'll let you go. But we need the right price.
Yeah.
So I think he might go, but in the summer, which would go back to, if Arsenal, that was their main target, go get Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Or go get Eze, or someone in that level that you think, or Kudos was talked about, and with Bowen's broken foot, I don't think that's happening.
No.
But that kind of player, and I think Bowen's a really good one, because I think he's really, he seems, that sounds like Trossard again, but younger. Someone who like is unbelievable in the Premier League, that like different level of team. Because Wissa's 28 and he's 25. He could play off the right, he could play off the left, he could play down the middle, he could play number 10.
Yeah.
He's a weird,
helpful player.
He's a kind of player that Arteta would. He works really hard.
Yeah.
So for me, think he would be the ultimate January signing.
Yeah.
And then you go get whoever the other one is, Isaac or someone. Because in the summer, you are going to lose players.
Yeah, you are.
Jorginho, I think this is his last year. He's retiring, I believe.
Oh.
By the way, we fielded a sub-bench nearly of full left-backs against Ipswich. We have too many left-backs. And Lewis Skelly is keeping them all out.
Yes.
Which is unbelievable.
I love that.
And I love that too. And it's going to save us so much money, because you can sell Tierney, you can sell Kiwior, you could sell Zinchenko.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to replace.
No. I'm glad he finally relied on the youth to come through, because it is showing that, we've been saying it for a couple of seasons now. One thing Arteta never did over the years was rely on the system. He was kind of bringing players in. Yeah. But now finally he's relied on two players from the system that can slot right in comfortably.
Yeah, and that's what I'm happy with that. And with that money you get from those guys, you can then go and invest in another midfielder. But I think ideally in January, I think it's actually not my full dream, but I think the reality is we're going to go for someone like Mbeumo now. Yeah. And then in the summer you're going to go for an Isaac or a Sesko or someone. What do you think?
It's tough, because we were talking about the stability that Arteta's built in the team. As a fan, it's not the most fun thing to watch.
No.
But from a tactical standpoint, as a fan, like being what we look at tactics way more these days as fans. We're not just watching it for face value and excitement. It's very comfortable. I feel very comfortable. But now is the time, I think, like you said with City, they do the same thing. They sit back, they absorb, but then quick quarterback throw to Haaland and he just pops it in. But that is the one thing we're missing, is we don't have that player that when the chance comes, they're just going to bomb through the middle and take the opportunity. But maybe we do, like we said with Martinelli. We've stifled him with the way we play. We've trained him into this new mindset. Maybe Martinelli is that guy. Maybe he's the one that will unlock teams when we need it.
But that's a manager problem, because if he doesn't release control, you could go buy Haaland. He won't touch the ball. That's what I think.
He's gone too far this way. And we do need that player. And maybe that is Isaac. Maybe he is that player. Maybe he's the one that will unlock. But again, like you say, will he come to Arsenal and Arteta coaches him backwards? Yeah. He needs to unlock that next stage. Not necessarily through buying a player. Just by changing the way he builds tactically. Yeah. He needs to make that decision now to have that.
I agree. Sorry, in the chat they said, would you buy a left-footed right winger? Yeah, it needs something.
Is that what Martinelli does, though?
Is he left-footed?
I swear he swings it in from the... No, it's Saka that does that, isn't it? Yeah, we need to replace Saka. But I think the Martinelli option was that you put him on the right and he's now swinging it away from goal, which is a difference. Yeah. Because
he keeps doing those crosses on his right foot, Martinelli. And we don't get that on that side. And it's really messing teams up, because I think when you prepare for Arsenal, you prepare to show them inside
Cut back in, yeah.
or actually show them outside because
Yeah.
you don't want Saka. You'd rather Saka on the outside than the inside.
That's the change, yeah.
But they put in now Martinelli on the outside,
Yeah.
and Martinelli's going, oh great, this is what I want.
Yeah.
So it's very tactical, and I don't think when you look in the history of football, teams are usually control teams or they're attacking teams.
Yeah.
There's times like when we are really at it, we control teams with that prison thing,
Yeah.
where you're kind of in their half, but you're keeping the ball, but you're never really attacking. But you're so aggressive with where you are on the pitch,
Yeah.
they can't really get out, so
Yeah.
you're just holding them in.
Yeah.
And then you wait for your opportunity. But with that, sometimes you're creating a big old cluster of players that you can't break down, which
Yeah.
has been a big issue. But set pieces are the thing to break that apart, which, by the way, is mad that we're that good at set pieces.
And people talk about that as a negative, that we rely on
a
set pieces. That's tactical genius. Like, to come up with a way
It's
to
a whole
unlock
part of football that people aren't.
special teams.
Yeah, when you watch some other teams, now we've watched much of this Arsenal team doing it, you're like, they're just hitting in the box and hoping. There's no real thing. Like, we have set pieces where, like, this one they did this week with Declan Rice.
Oh, yeah.
Where you cut it back and he
Yeah.
shot. Like, it's a whole new... But they're all watching Gabriel, so they just leave a whole area. Like, teams have now tried to leave players up. We're scoring now still, so people, I don't know how to do it.
It's a big part of the game.
It's very good, but we're going to miss a massive part of that with Saka being out because
Yeah.
his delivery has been spot on all season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mbeumo would really... Do I think that's the kind of player that's going to sort us out to win the Premier League? I don't know. But he certainly will... I would be very happy that in the summer he's a part of that squad.
Yeah.
And if you then added another... But you might have to lose someone.
Yeah.
You know, it might be Jesus. I don't know.
You got to move the chess pieces to progress.
But for me, next year, if you added... Let's say it was Isaac. I'm not saying it's going to be... If it was Isaac, Havertz, Mbeumo and Saka, Trossard and Martinelli,
Yeah.
it's an unbelievable front six.
Wild.
Because, Liverpool are very
Yeah.
high on that good front six where they got, Darwin, Salah, Chiesa,
Yeah.
Gakpo, Jota, Diaz.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable six.
Yeah.
But again, who's the backup to Salah? It's Chiesa.
Yeah.
There's no interest in playing him.
No.
And that's why I think we have to remember sometimes with Saka is that you're not going to replace him, nor are you going to get a real understudy. Your understudies are going to have to be Chiesa's and Sterling's.
Yeah.
Whereas Mbeumo is an interesting one because he is the understudy, but he's also like, no, just play him off the left.
If you could formulate an attack that's based off of numerous different people's fantasy football attacks in one team, you're winning.
Yeah, I agree. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the improvement I would like to win, obviously, is I'd like to win a trophy this year. 2025 coming ahead. We're still in the Carabao, which we weren't last year. The FA Cup is Man United at home, which is, I'd say, a nicer tie than Liverpool at home from last year. But, by the way, Man United are not in good form, but we've also got so much going on. They might be more up for that, and you might see something there. The Champions League, obviously, I think we're one win away from guaranteeing top 8. We've already qualified, but we might have to do the playoff.
Yeah.
But we're in the top 3, I think.
Strong.
So we just need to win that next one, which is, I think, a home game to Donetsk. I might be off on that. It's been so long that I feel like I've matched
Everything's
myself.
a jumble at this time of year.
But again, if someone said right now Carabao Cup and top 4, or like come fourth in Carabao, I'd be like, I want a little bit more than that. If it was a Carabao Cup and second, I'd be like, do you know what? Yeah, I'd be happy because I'd love to win a Carabao Cup because we haven't won one for like 30 years.
It's been a while,
31.
It wasn't something we focused on with Wenger.
No. The FA Cup is there. I feel like because we're so far into the Carabao Cup, it's like almost concentrate more than that in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Even the FA Cup has got more prestige.
You put all the work in, you might as well get something out there.
Yeah, and then the Champions League is right there. Like, I think anytime when you look at that league, it does kind of set up, because it's all in exact form, who are the best teams so far. It's Liverpool, it's Arsenal.
And Nottingham Forest, it seems.
Well, no, yeah, but I'm on about the Champions League.
Yeah.
The actual Champions League. Why can't we go win that? We're in the, we've already beaten a PSG. Teams have beaten each other. Like, you can see that it's winnable. We've not had the easiest ties. Liverpool are unbeaten.
Yeah. Well, it's like you say, like you focus, you got to pick a focus. Like if you're focusing on all 4 things, chances are they're all going to suffer.
If one's going to fall off, it's the FA Cup for me. But I mean, if in 1 month we're doing this podcast and Liverpool have won the next 4 and we've drawn, we could lose to Brentford tonight and then draw to Brighton in a week.
Yeah.
The season's over at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what Liverpool do. I think
Sometimes that could be helpful.
sometimes, you can be like, all right, well, still try and win out. We're not going to win the league, but we need to be in that top 3 kind of thing. But it's like to put all the eggs in the Champions League and the Carabao. Because as of right now, we're in all 4 things, which Doesn't happen every year. Like I said last year, we were in 3 things, but
Yeah.
in 2 weeks' time, we were in 2 things.
Yeah. You can turn a lot of the negatives into positives in football. Like, there's a lot of things that come off the back of negatives, like with the Saka injury. He finally gets to rest. Like with losing out on necessarily the Premier League at this point. You could put all your eggs in something. Like, there is positives to negatives, because there's a lot of other options.
I think that's what hurts, isn't it? Is like I said, we can't really win the Champions League or the league without Saka.
No.
And that sounds like, oh, you're a one-man team. It's like, no, but, if you take Salah out of the Liverpool, do you think, oh, they're going to win the quadruple or something, or like the, whatever?
Yeah.
You're like, no, they probably can't.
Yeah.
And that's what he's like. So look at City with Rodri. When you lose your best player, sometimes you just go, it's damage limitations. It's like, it's not, we're going to win all 4. It's like, could we just pick up one?
It did seem he definitely deserved that Ballon d'Or as well, by the looks of it.
yeah, it's really important. So I don't know what if I was to dream, I would say that we're going to pick up 1 or 2 trophies this year.
Yeah.
I would like to see us make a real marquee signing in summer.
Yeah.
And a very smart signing now. And then this day, next year, we'll be going, I'm so glad we picked those 2 trophies up and picked up X player.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, Isaac or whatever. And be like, we're so much better than we were last year and we moved better. Things I wouldn't want, no trophies. We really fell out of all those trophies.
Yeah.
Shortly after this podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't make a marquee signing. We moved on from Arteta. That would be the worst case. But no, yeah, for me, in Buemo, Carabao Cup wins. We win the Champions League. We come second. We have a summer. We buy Isaac. We start the new season in a real flourish.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Unbeaten at Christmas.
We'll see what we're saying this time next year. Yeah. Bookmark it.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, when you do the podcast, it really does feel very scary.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rainmaker just brought it up. You probably spoken about. We haven't. Danny Almo is a great market opportunity if City don't go for him. It is really interesting in Danny Almo. So Danny Almo, and there's a guy who is, I've forgotten his name. Chat Rainmaker, if you know. There's a second player. Is it Victor Roque? It's the one that comes out a lot on cards when we do Barcelona spot. Is it Victor? I don't know. It's this guy and Danny Almo basically can't play for Barcelona because they can't be registered.
Yeah.
They've been denied the request to add them.
Okay.
So
they're just floating.
So they're just... But Victor Torre maybe. Yeah, it might be. But they can't play, basically.
Okay. But
Danny Almo's agents basically said he wants to play for Barcelona. He's going to wait it out and he's going to sort the Barcelona thing.
Okay.
But there is talk that Arsenal City have made inquiries about. He's an unbelievable...
Yeah.
Talking about adding depth to your middle.
Yeah.
If we had Rice, Partey, Jorginho, Winery, Odegaard, Moreno, and Danny Almo...
He's clinch.
Yeah.
He's very
but the only thing I'd say is that seems like something Arteta would do. And he wouldn't go buy a winger. He'd be like, let's have more control in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think if you bought him and Mbeumo this summer, this January, I think you really do have a push.
Yes.
And then Saka does get back early. I think you really do have a push.
Yep.
And then you go buy a world-class forward in the summer. I think then we are looking at almost the peak of Arteta's run will be next year.
Yep.
Barring any crazy injuries or decisions to make. Certain rules that only affect us for 2 months and only us. That would be helpful not to do that next year. Danny Almo I think is a really interesting one. Last week's prediction league, the last one of 2024.
Exciting.
It was a 19-game swing. Simon got 12. Joe got 11. I got 6.
Woo.
Which has not left me in a good position because I was 1 or 2 behind Joe, or 1 ahead of Joe.
I know a couple of weeks ago I'd start taking some risks just to kind of claw my way in.
So in last place now, it's me with 78. Joe's in second with 83. And then Simon's on 87.
Wow.
So
long way
there
to go.
It went from, we were all within 3 points last week. Now we're all within 9 points.
Ooh.
So I lost some ground there. This week we've got an 11 game. What's the slate? I'll go slate.
Slate's a good word.
Yeah. Starting off with tonight, which is the last of last week's game week.
Yep.
And we're starting with Brentford Arsenal.
Okay.
Brentford unbelievable at home.
I don't like playing there.
They've got a lot of injuries with Flecken. I think their sub-goalie's even out, so I think it's their third choice. Ben Mee's out. There's a couple others. I can't think of who it is. It's not Damsgaard. It's the other one that has a name like that. For the life of me, can't remember. There's a few issues for Brentford. they're very good at home, but they also
They're free flowing. That's the thing. Like Frank talks about it a lot. They
Yeah.
they don't mind conceding as long as they're scoring.
yes,
Which, with our stability, we should stop them scoring. But the only worry is, can we break them down the other way round? Because we have had issues. I know they're very free flowing and a bit open at the back sometimes. But we also have that issue of not being able to finish and close with numerous opportunities. So it's whether or not we have one of those games where we open a can of worms early and like Havertz gets a couple goals, Jesus bangs something in, or it's going to be one of those games that's just we're at deadlock. Both teams are at deadlock and it's a standstill.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be positive because we are positively Arsenal.
you're not wrong.
I think we are going to break them down, and I think they're going to concede a few goals here.
Oh wow!
I think they will. I
But
think
Forest beat them 2-0 there a couple of weeks ago, which is about their only blip they've had.
yeah. I think they'll struggle to break us down, but we have shown a lot of shaky signs this season that we didn't show the season before.
Yep.
So there is a chance they could break us down. Like Saliba's had a funny little run lately.
He's had a couple of weird ones, yeah.
But I think there's going to be goals in this one for both
Okay.
teams. I think it's going to go back and forth. I think it's going to be what Thomas Frank wants. And it's going to go back and forth. And I think Arsenal will.
That's the benefit with them. Is the problem with that is they. So we had Jason and Yeti saying good afternoon.
Hello there.
guys. Thomas Frank wants an open game and he wants goals and all this. But then you watch him also do low blocks against some teams and you think, is he being honest or is that just the team falling into that and he doesn't want that? Because if they come and go at us,
Yeah.
I would say that that's what Palace essentially did.
Yeah.
And it ended up in that thing. But I think Arteta would then be like, no, try and control,
Yeah.
stop them doing it. And that could become problematic because then you're in like a third gear. So they're attacking at you and we're not actively trying to counter-attack it. We're just trying to control it.
We end up just taking the punches.
You become they're the alpha of the game and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh my God.
That is the worry. And like, if Arteta didn't like that Palace game, it could end up being a bit like
Yeah.
that. He wants to control, but also Brentford are wild.
Yeah, I this time last year we played them and Havertz scored a last-minute header.
Yeah.
And we won 1-0 and it was very tough.
And we always go Arsenal win, like just to keep it there. But it does feel like a draw, that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
one.
Are
But
you going Arsenal?
No, I'm not. I'm going Arsenal win.
Yeah, we have to.
I can't not.
The next game is Spurs versus Newcastle. Happy New Year, Sam.
Happy
Sammy's
New
in
Year,
the chat.
Sam, the general.
The General's in. Spurs versus Newcastle. Newcastle on a really good run of form. Spurs. Honestly, if Arsenal hadn't had a couple of the Reds and the injuries,
Yeah.
and we were really in a tight race, this might be the perfect season.
Yeah.
Because, he's already come in with 2-1 Newcastle. Spurs are being so Spursy,
Odd.
and they're in the bottom half of the table.
Yeah.
But Man United are in relegation form. Like at this point, when Blackpool were in the Premier League, they had more points than Man United do right now, and they got relegated.
That's wild.
If Man United carry on, they get 44 points. 40 points usually guarantees safety. I just don't see them winning. Like it's weird, really weird. It's really bad. But Spurs are really funny because they take the points off the teams you want them to,
Yeah.
and then they just lose the rest,
Yeah.
and it's very fun.
Like they're helping us.
Newcastle at Spurs. I'm going to go Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going to go Newcastle as well with that one. I think Newcastle got their strength back. Spurs are just weird.
A very good Bournemouth versus Everton. Everton with those 3 0-0s in a row, I think. Or no, 0-0, 0-0, 1-0.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1-1 with Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I think no, it was supposed to Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Then they lost 2.
Yeah.
So they just don't really score goals.
No.
I'm going to go Bournemouth. I think they're a really good side.
Yeah, everything tells me I want to go opposites here, but I think Bournemouth have to win that one.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a risk there.
We've got Villa versus Leicester. Okay. Villa very bad after short weeks. They don't have the shortest week this week. I know everyone's playing regularly. They should win that comfortably.
They are struggling with the schedule these days.
Yeah. I don't think Leicester are good enough.
No, I'm going to go Villa as well. Okay. We're going very same so far, which doesn't happen often.
Palace versus Chelsea.
Ooh.
Chelsea have had the most Arsenal end of December that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They've lost 2 in a row. Fulham at home, Ipswich away. You would assume they can't go and lose again, but Palace look good at home this week.
Yeah, they do.
I'm going to go Palace.
Ooh.
And if they do that, there's a chance Chelsea have gone from second, 2 points behind Liverpool, mid-December, to the start of January. They might be 5th behind City.
We might have to start coming up with a new name for
By
them.
the way, Forest are second right now.
I know. We'll have to come up with a new name for Chelsea. We called them Potential FC. Then they found their Potential FC. Now,
Underachieving.
underachieving FC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're very good. When I watched the highlights, they looked like they were going to score. Photography by Jason says 2-2 for the Palace game.
Go on, Jason.
You can agree with that?
I'm going to go Chelsea.
Ooh.
I think a team like that, after 2 losses, are going to come back. I don't think they continue that. They're not in the same position like a Man United or even Man City at this point are. Like, I think that was just a blip. Yep. I think they'll figure it
out. Saints versus Brentford.
Okay. Saints are not good.
They're not good.
I think Brentford win this.
Yeah, I'm hoping they, after losing to us.
Yeah, it's a formula, isn't it? Like when you do these multiple games.
But if you get the first one wrong, you kind of
it throws it off. Yeah,
because you're working on something that hasn't happened.
No, I think that is the formula. I think in reality, I would say they draw with us.
Yeah.
And then go win this one and have a nice little run after Christmas.
Yeah.
But I think Brentford win that one.
Okay, we've got City versus West Ham. Now, I'd say this, West Ham are awful.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen's broken his foot. He's out for the season. City were, by the way, very poor against Leicester.
Yeah.
They didn't really deserve to win. Leicester could have scored 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah.
But they got back on that winning track. I think also they've almost got through that bit where people are even talking about them.
Yeah.
And I think they can kind of quietly get on with their job now. I think they'll win that good. West Ham are really bad.
Yeah. I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
I think there's something really wrong with City. Like
all it takes is kudos to run up the other end and score. And because they do concede a lot now, City, and
I can't put my finger on the City issue. Like for a team to go, I know the Man United issue is a deeper issue. It's been a long time that they haven't figured it out. But the City one is so weird. Like to go from absolute world beaters to
it's momentum, isn't it? Like when you're that confident,
you momentum shift that much for a team that's so robotic.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's bizarre. Like it's almost like in NFL terms they're tanking, but they don't get rewarded for tanking.
The Jim Goon is in. Good to see you, Jim.
Hello there.
Yeah, the next one we're gonna switch. We're gonna bypass Arsenal because we'll do that last.
Okay.
We've got Fulham Ipswich. I think this is. I don't think there's much talk. I think Ipswich had their token win. They win once every 2 months.
Yeah.
I think Fulham are good. They've got a lot of injuries, but I like that.
I'm going Fulham. Yeah. Fulham are strong. Ipswich are fine.
They're fine, but they might have a Luton-esque jump.
Yeah.
But I don't know. City is like Space Jam when they lose all their juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Liverpool versus Man United.
This is unfortunate for Man United.
Yeah, so I'm going draw.
Okay.
I don't know. Man United are the weirdest team.
Yeah. We had this conversation at work.
This should be 9-0 Liverpool. The way that they're playing and the way they're playing.
I had this conversation with someone at work and Man United look like very hopeless at the minute and they're going into a Liverpool away, which is a massive game that on paper they should lose. But this is usually the game that a team like that turns up for.
Well, I think it has game state as well. Like I said, Liverpool are so aggressive.
Yeah.
They leave holes.
Yeah.
And when you leave holes for very good teams like United.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, not good teams. They have good attackers.
Yeah.
Like, Højlund will have more space and chance against Liverpool than he does against Ipswich.
Yeah. And
just because of the way Liverpool play.
And from that Newcastle game, I mean, they were shocking. Like, even Gary Neville said you're watching the
pound for pound, the worst football team in the Premier League.
The worst football team. Which is a big statement. I know he's probably running off emotion at that point.
He's also right, though.
He's right, but he's also watching his team fall apart. But there was times where, like, I think Newcastle got sloppy at the back, and Man United had some chances. Like, it could have easily, even in that really bad first half, the first half could have ended like 2-2.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Well, that's what I was going to say what I was saying about this was like Liverpool, Cities, Arsenal's. The teams they struggle with at home are like Brentford.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Teams that have like really dangerous quick attackers.
Yeah.
Like Hudson-Odoi, Elanga, Chris Wood. He's not quick, but he's potent.
Yeah.
Brentford have Wisseren and Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Man United's players are better than those players.
Yeah,
They're
they
forwards. When you look at Højlund, you look at Garnacho, you look at Ahmad, there's a lot of potential there that if Liverpool go, we're just going to batter you today, they could leave massive holes. And every time Garnacho goes forward, he's going to go, I can't believe I've got all the space.
Yeah.
He'll run into it and he'll score and everyone will go, we forget they're really world-class attackers.
Yeah.
And that's why they struggle with it. Like, they lost to Nottingham Forest doing that exact same thing.
Yeah. And going into a game against a massive rival like that,
you never know.
In a desperate position as well, where they need to get points.
Yeah. Jason says Man United will turn it up against Liverpool, like they used to be against us. Yeah, I think it's like a derby, isn't it? So it's
different.
It is different, but I think if Liverpool scored early,
I
think it could become toxic.
I'm going to go stick my neck out here, and I think United are going to win.
We're going to regret this. Wolves versus Forest.
It's a fun game.
Nice game. Cunha is missing.
Two teams I have a soft spot for.
Yeah, Cunha is missing. Wolves have been really good recently. Cunha pulled the spectacles off of Stewart, I think, and he's got a fine and a couple game ban, I think.
That's it. They couldn't control him.
He is another one that I was mentioning with Mbeumo. He's one that Arsenal are very much looking at and have been looking at for a long time. Similar age profile to Mbeumo. If I had to pick between the two, I prefer Mbeumo.
Yeah.
I think Cunha is probably... If you were to watch them play, just watch hit clips, you might think Cunha is the funner player.
Yeah.
But when you think of just potency in the Premier League, Mbeumo has just constantly done it.
Season after season.
Yeah, and Cunha worries me because he's very similar to Jesus.
Yeah.
Ollie in the chat says Forest easy win personally, huge form and momentum. Yeah, Forest are untouchable at the minute.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the Forest thing to drop off. It doesn't seem to be.
No.
But without Cunha, I don't think Wolves can win it.
No.
But I don't know.
I
think good shout is Forest, probably.
Do you know what?
It's no fluke to be on January 1st, second in the league. Like,
It's not.
You're not having a good run.
Christmas is the gauge. Like, if you get whatever position you're in when you get to Christmas, you're not far off how it's going to end.
I always say January 1st, so like after tonight's game with Arsenal, like because win or loss, it does change a lot.
Yeah.
Like if we lose it,
Yeah.
I think it changes a lot of how we look at the season.
Yeah.
If we win it, we'll be 6 points off the lead in second.
Yeah.
And you just go, why wouldn't we think we're in it?
Yeah.
So I think as of tonight, I'll look at that league table and I'll go, that's how good everyone is. Because everyone's played everyone once.
Yeah.
Nothing's a fluke at that point. So where Man United are is legit
Oh, yeah.
where they are.
All
Where
the work-
Forest are is legit where they are.
All the work you've done is way
It's
back.
there, yeah. It's the proof is in the. It's not in the pudding. It's in the eating.
Yeah.
Forest or Wolves, Joe?
I'm going Wolves.
Okay. Oh.
I'm taking a risk. These last two games, I'm taking a risk.
And the last game is Brighton at Arsenal. Brighton v Arsenal.
The Amex is a tricky one, but we have it's one of those places that feels like a bogey place to us. But if you actually look back at it, we've won comfortably there.
Yeah. Sorry, Ollie said it's what happened. You give Santo time for Wolves. Sorry for Nottingham Forest. Should have been given that time at Spurs. Yeah, exactly. The last time I watched this game was this year.
Yeah.
No, 2024. I watched that in Philadelphia with James McNicholas.
You did, yeah.
And Elton Prince from WWE and my wife.
In the Arsenal bar in Philadelphia.
In the wrong Arsenal bar, but it was an Arsenal bar.
It was a lot more peaceful though, that one.
It was very quiet and it was a comfortable 3-0 win and it was just a lovely day.
Yeah.
I think that was Mania Night 1 was that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday.
Elton Prince, young Lewis, had to leave to get the bus to Mania.
Yep. Wow. Surreal.
Yeah. And I went and bought tickets outside. On my SeatGeek code, use TBA Wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't use the code because I couldn't. Brighton Arsenal. We're going Arsenal, aren't we? So
We're always
can
going
I at least write it down?
We're always going Arsenal. If I'd be realistic, I think we draw Brentford beat Brighton.
Honestly, yeah, I really...
That's my realistic take.
I honestly feel like the two worst games of the year for me,
It's hard.
and especially back-to-back, is Brentford and Brighton away.
Bogies.
I don't like it. Both at 5:30. One on a Wednesday, one on a Saturday. So everything about that smells fishy to
At
me.
this time of year, it's like we caught a Christmas flu and there's bogies everywhere.
It reeks of 2 losses.
But we're positively Arsenal.
Yeah, so let's just hope. Let's just hope.
It's the hope that gets you.
Ollie says Brighton are out of... Oh, God. Brighton are out of form, and Arsenal seem to find a way to win at the moment.
Yeah, Brighton didn't do what... Like, there was a few teams that looked like they were going to cause problems. Nottingham Forest seemed to be the team that have stuck their guns and stayed there. Brighton have kind of dropped off. They haven't shown as much strength as they looked like they were going to have.
Yeah, weirdly, the Brighton-Brentford game the other day, I think Brighton looked more likely. Brentford with the injuries are struggling.
Yeah.
Brighton are out of form. As much as I don't want to play these two games, it's probably the best time to.
Yeah.
And also, in the start of the year, last year, we were winning 6-0 every time we went away from home. So I'm hoping, and the last time we were away from home was Palace, we scored 5.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it kind of starts to continue. We start going, like tonight you watch it and it gets to half time, you go, we're 3-0 up and you go, oh, cool.
Yeah, comfortable.
And then on Brighton you go, oh, yeah, cool.
And talking of the January transfer window, is this the last time we play against Matoma?
Or Mbeumo.
or a Buemo in the same
And
month.
has Cunha played his last game for Wolves because he's got a 2-game suspension? So
Yay.
could that be a good time for us to get the deal done? Who knows? But next week we'll know more because Arsenal would have played those two Bs.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting ready for the FA Cup. So next year we'll be previewing the FA Cup. In the busy schedule. So it feels actually slightly less busy. Like once today's done, it's like, I guess we got a weekend game, and then there's a week, and then there's FA Cup, then there's a week, and then there's Premier League. So,
Well, essentially, we're jumping in with the bees. Are we going to take the honey or get stung?
well, this is it. That's the big question. That's what everyone's been asking us. But no, that has been our 2025 hopes. The 2025
Big
what
year.
has been.
It's going to be a big year.
And a little prediction league. So we'll be back next week. Gunners R Us on iTunes and Spotify. Make sure you check us out on TikTok. We are Gunners R Us Pod. We do a live every single week, 10 a.m. GMT.
It'll be 10 again.
But this day it wasn't, and I apologise for that.
Happy New Year.
New Year's Day is a little tougher, isn't it? And I haven't eaten any food yet, and I've got to go do the peppercorn now.
Hungry.
So, we will see you next week. Hopefully you enjoy some Arsenal.
Yeet.
Bye.
Bye.